Hey, good evening, and welcome to our final module in this course, Introduction to the Old Testament. I hope that you've enjoyed it and that it has given you new insight into the beauty of the Old Testament as literature, and then also how the Old Testament and real life today intersect. Maybe it's answered some questions, or it's caused you to have additional questions in which you want to further study some of the things that you've learned. You now have the tools in your academic belt to be able to do in-depth studies and to really find out what is this scripture saying, and how does it apply in today's society. So I want to thank you for your hard work, for all that you've done. It has been an absolute joy having you in this course, and I hope that it's been extremely helpful. As we move into this final time together, you will be completing your final exam, and the final exam is to be done in a project-based assignment. So you have looked at a variety of leaders, individuals in the Old Testament, some who are famous, some not so famous, some who are heroes, others who are villains. And for this assignment, I'm giving you the opportunity to select one character of your choosing, and you're going to complete a character study of them throughout the Old Testament. Now, this is to be multimedia. Yes, you can do PowerPoint. You can do another type of multimedia if you want, but it needs to be creative, engaging, and demonstrate significant research into that person. Please note that when doing this research, you're not going to just rely on the scripture. You might use your textbook, but there's other sources that you can find online, academic resources. You'll want to use that also to have an historical overview of who this individual is that you chose. So you're going to choose the Old Testament character and talk about why you chose that person. What was it that specifically sparked an interest in wanting to do a deep dive for that individual? Also, you're then going to create a timeline. You can kind of go down the verse, sorry, not the verses, but the categories right here to kind of help you develop a detailed. So I want you to please know this is detailed. So this is not a project that you can do in just 2 days. You're going to have to spend some time on it, which is why I give you, this as the only assignment for it, because it is to be a very well structured, informative understanding of this character. So you'll go through all of these, and don't try to put a summary of the character story all on one PowerPoint slide. That's going to be way too much information. So what you would want to do is have an introduction slide that might say major events, and then one slide that has one major event, and then another slide with another major event, and then a third slide with an additional major event. So, let it just be a long presentation instead of trying to cram everything into short PowerPoints. Also, on each slide, make sure that you have images, slides, other aspects that kind of make the presentation informative, engaging, but also creative. Pictures, images, maps, charts, whatever it is, they go a long way in helping to tell the story of the section that you're working with. Okay. Finally, these last two are more looking at it from today's aspect. What can we learn from them? And this is where you really need to take some time and kind of use some of the analysis that you've already done and answer, okay, so I've studied the life of Ruth or Naomi or Ahaz, and this is what I've gained. This is how when this person did this thing, it's a reminder to us that we must be careful to not whatever. So detail. How does it relate to us? What can we learn? Because ultimately, here's what I see. I see this character study as being something that could be published, that could be sent to maybe a Sunday school class at a church, or to a Bible study group, or to historical groups, to all any kind of, you can just send it out. You can put it online and people can read it and they or view your presentation and they would say, wow, I know more about that person than I did when I started, and there's applications for me that I can take to help in my life. So make it detailed. You definitely need to include a works cited page. My recommendation is, in addition to the Bible and your textbook, that's two. You probably want to try to find at least three more sources, so a total of five citations. Now, as always, I'm here for you. If you have any questions whatsoever, I'm happy to help you. But I hope you enjoy this project as a culmination of what we've done together. So have a great time in studying about your character. Reach out if I can help you. And once again, thanks for all that you have done. And I look forward to reviewing your work. Take care.